Okay, y'all ready, guys? All right, what about number 7? Is that a function or is that not a function? Not a function, right? Because it has repeating x values. Y'all okay? All right, what about number 8? Function. All right, here's what I want you to bring to your attention. Look at the 9s. Do you see how you have repeating 9s? But one's in the x and one's in the y column, right? All right, what about number 11? Function or not a function? Not a function. There you go. All right, what about number 12? Function. There you go. All right, we're going to save 13 for later. And 15, what about standard form? Yeah, subtract the 8x, yeah. So it'll be negative 8x minus 6y plus 7 is equal to 0. And then Danielle, what'd you say? Subtract the 7, there you go. Nice job. All right, but that is not my answer. You can't have a leading negative, okay? I don't care that the 6 or the 7 is negative. Just can't be a leading negative. So it'll be positive 8x plus 6y equals positive 7. Are y'all okay? Yeah? All right, here we go. So let's grab our notes. We have extremely easy notes today, okay? Extremely. All you need is a calculator. As long as you have a calculator, your life will be very, very easy. I promise. We're not going to do all the notes today because they're like so easy. I'm kind of like insulting your intelligence to make you do all of them. So we're not going to do all of them, okay? So let's turn to page 9. Make sure you get a calculator. And let's turn to page 9, okay? All right, here we go. So look at the title. There's a new name for slope. What's that new name for slope? Rate of change. Here we go. So rate of change is the ratio that compares how much one quantity changes compared to the other one. All right, so what was the formula to find slope? Do you remember from like 8th grade? No, that's the slope-intercept form. Y2 minus, yeah, there you go, all right? But think about this. Think about another way to say that. We're going to say that change in y over change in x. Because think about when you go to the store. If you have cash, like I know we don't carry cash very much anymore, right? But let's just say we have cash and we go to the store, okay? How is the cashier going to give you your change? Is she going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? She's going to subtract, right? Isn't that the same as what the formula that Miguel and Savannah just told us? Y2 minus Y1. And then we can say that delta Y over delta X. That's how we say that. All right? Hopefully that's ringing some bells from 9th grade. All right, so let's look at number 1. You see all these numbers over here in this little beaker that I know you can barely see? Okay? So we're going to compare each set together. So we got 0 and 2 as our x values, and 143.6 and 139.4 as my y values. What's another pair that I can put together? Which one? I can't hear you. No, like you have all these numbers. We paired up 0 and 2. What else could I pair? Not 5 and 8. Before that, 2 and 5. There you go. Then we can do 5 and 8. And the last one would be, there you go. All right, so what we have to do is we have to compare all of their rates of change to see if they're the same or to see if they're different. Does that make sense to everybody? Y'all okay? All right, we're on page 9. Make sure you're on page 9 with us. Here we go. Delta y over delta x. Or we could say that change in y over change in x, right? Does that make sense to everybody? All right? It does not matter the order. It does not matter the order. So which y do you want to start with? Doesn't matter. You want to start with the 143? Okay. All right. So here's the only thing that does matter. The only thing that does matter is that you pair them up correctly. So if you started with 143, you have to start with the x value that goes with it, Danielle. Very nice, which is 0. Does that make sense to everybody? So you could have done 139.4 minus 143.6 as long as you switch the x values around too. Does that make sense? All right, use your handy dandy calculator and subtract those two on the top. Subtract those two on the bottom. What's the top give you? 4.2? Okay. And the bottom gives you -2, right? And then divide them, and what do you get? All right, what in the world does that mean? That means for every how many minutes? 2 minutes. It's going to decrease. Why decrease? Because it's a negative, right? It's going to decrease by 2.1 degrees Celsius. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, so here's what I want you to do. Find your partner. Actually, let's do one more together. Let's do one more together. Guys, I am not worried about you writing down each one of these. Do you have your calculator with you? All right. Which one of these between 139.4 and 133.1, which one do you want to do first? All right. Go ahead and subtract them and tell me what you get. What'd you get when you subtract them? James? 6.3. And when you subtract the bottom, make sure you do them in the same order. You get 3 or -3? -3. And divide them and you get? There you go. You see what I mean? Okay. All right, find your partner. You see them? You looking at them? You finding them? All right, we're going to finish number 1. And then we're going to skip all the way to number 5. So what two problems are we doing? 1 and which one? 5. There you go. All right, find your partner, go. Find your partner, go. Go ahead and find your partner. All right, 9, can I take you? Yeah. All right, go ahead and put up your question. That's why I want to do it like this. All right, did y'all get -2.1 for all of them? Did y'all get -2.1 for all of them? Yes or no? Yes? Yes? So does this have a constant rate of change or not a constant rate of change? Constant. Very good. Okay, let me give you an example. You ready? You know how you're driving in your car, right? All okay? And you get really, 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 really cold all of a sudden, and you turn your air conditioner off. You know what I mean? You know how the temperature suddenly drops? There's no more cold air coming in, and then you have to keep turning it on and turning it off and turning it on because you can't get quite right. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you mean.
That would not be a constant rate of change because your air is constantly flowing backwards and forwards. Does that make sense? But you know how when you're at your house and you set your temperature at a certain temperature and it's going to slowly increase to that temperature? Does that make sense to everybody? That would be a constant rate of change. Are y'all okay on what's the difference between the two? Okay, all right, then go ahead and go to number 5. So you got number 1, and we're going to go to number 5. Same thing. All right, it is what you want. Alright, what'd y'all get for number 5? Not a constant. Okay. So what'd you get for the first set of numbers? What'd you get? Negative? I can't hear you. 3, 6 repeating? Alright, what'd you get for the next set? Ooh, there you go. Do I even need to finish it? Once I realize that they're different, do I have to finish it? Nope. There you go. So it's just not a constant rate of change. All right, here we go. Let's look at this one. The definition here is the slope of a line is the ratio between the y-coordinates and the x-coordinates. All right, down there at the bottom, how do we find the slope between those 2 points? There you go. Does it matter? Do I have to use the y2 first? Not really. Okay, look, it's easier if you don't use the y2 first. In this case, it's easier if you start with a negative. Negative 3 minus 5, and then 1 minus 3. So what's your rate of change there? 4. So if you were to graph those 2 points, what would be the slope between those 2 points? 4. There you go. 4 over 1 or 4. Very good. All right, try number 2. No, try number 2 real quick. All right, what y'all get for this one? Undefined. Very nice. All right, here we go. So, which y value did you start with? -1. It's better to start with a negative. That way you don't have to say minus a negative. All right, so you get -8/0. And look, your calculator is telling you the answer. When you plug that in, it does not give you 0. What does it give you? Dividing error, right? Because you cannot, bless you cannot divide by 0. So what is the answer? Undefined. Very good. So what kind of a line?
Straight up.
Straight up and down, Jared. Very good. Straight up and down. Are y'all okay? Anybody lost? Okay, all right, go ahead and flip to the next page. We're on 3 and 4. Try 3 and 4 with your partner. 3 and 4 with your partner. You've got too many emails logged in is the only thing. So you'll have to do it on the computer. Okay. All right, what about 3? What'd y'all get on 3? 3/5? Oh. Very good, very good. 3/5. Nice job. What about number 4? What'd you get for number 4? How much did you get, Leo? Oh, you're saying, okay, you're telling me what to do. Okay, got it. Yeah, I was looking for the answer. So that'd be -20 over +32. Yep, and then you divide it by 4. So it'd be -5 over 8. Yep. Cheating. Then grab a piece of paper and go in here. Okay. Just write them on a piece of paper and then put your name on it and put it in the tray. Are y'all okay? Yes, no, maybe? Yeah? Jonathan, you okay over there? Alright. Okay, last 4. Here we go. Last 4. Alright, guys, let me zoom this in. Watch this. Okay, do you see right here how this, just barely doesn't hit that point? So you can't call that a point, okay? So we can call this one a point. Then we can call that one a point. And that one. Are y'all okay? All right, you only need 2 of them. You only need 2 of them. No, what's wrong with it?
I'll make it logged out.
Okay. And then there's paper right there, Tyler. There's paper right there. Okay. Just grab a piece. All right, look, you just need to find 2 of the closest points. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to run to the left 2. So that'll be -2. Are y'all okay? All right, you got 3 more. Try them with your partners. Try the other 3 with your partners. All right, were y'all careful on number 2? What did you notice about number 2's graph? They're counting by 2's, right? So let's see, that's 2, 4, 6, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So that should be 3/8. Okay? Tyler, did you put your name on it, Debbie?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
You get the same answer.
Yes, only because they're counting by 2's, and only because of where those points are located. So if they had been counting by 3's, it wouldn't reduce like that. All right, what about number 3? What do you notice about number 3? What are they counting by on your Y's? Oh, no, they're not.
5.
They're counting by 5's. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, right? What are your X's counting by? 1. So you go up 5, and you go over 1. So that answer should be 5, not 1, okay? Y'all okay with that? All right, what about number 4? What'd you get for this one? Anybody? Very good, -4. Very nice job. All right, go ahead and put the desks back where they're supposed to be. Find your regular seat. And all we're going to do for the rest of the class period is the checkpoint and to finish up our quizzes. Tyler, what you got, bud?
What did we just do?
We did page 9 through 11.
How'd you do that?
Which one? On these? Okay, so you find a point on the graph, right? Good? Okay. All right, look. So, do you see right here where it just barely doesn't cross?
Yes.
So it's got to cross. You see those little crosshairs? It's got to cross completely between those two to be a point. So, like right here it doesn't. It's got a little gap. Here it's got a big gap. That was a point. This one is just almost barely not there. And then this one's way off. And then this one's right there. Does that make sense? And then you can use any 2 points. But if you use the closer ones, you won't have to reduce, and you'll just get -3/2. Does that make sense? Okay, see if you can try it and get the same answers. I'll make this bigger so you can see the answers. Try them and see if you get the same answers or what we got. All right, so all we're going to do is our checkpoint, and I'm going to pass them out to you. Checkpoints, remember, are open notes, but they are not open neighbor.
o'clock or anything, should.
I'll do that.
Maybe after this. Thank you.